The berries are scattered on the bushes. They do not come in bunches. One must pick them one at a time. What on earth am I saying? Well, this is a quote from Professor Marcia Bates's 1989 paper linked in the description. The quote is on its surface about foraging for berries, but it's actually about how you and I find information. Bates was an information sciences professor, and her berry picking model provided a more naturalistic and realistic perspective on how our information foraging or seeking tasks play out. So what you see on the screen here is Bates's representation of the classic information retrieval model in our paper. So there's a document, it's represented on a screen somehow. As long as you have the right keywords, you get it in one query, right? So you search, you retrieve. Easy peasy, but that's not really the way it works, is it? It's something more like this. There are multiple queries, you find a tidbit of information, you learn new keywords, you learn more about the topic. That causes some new thought in your chain of thoughts about whatever you're trying to find or learn, and that causes you to do another query and so on. So it's much less linear, right? And we do a lot of this kind of maneuvering, especially with how sort of bad our web search engines have gotten. And so what I want to offer is another way to approach this berry picking model visually using images that you can scan very quickly with your eyes. So earlier, I was wanting to write a Microsoft Word video and thought, I don't really remember all the vocabulary for Word, and I need to kind of include some of that in my video. So I just searched something like Word ribbon, let's see, tabs, groups, status bar, something like that, and thought, I bet if I go to images, I can find some nice visual diagrams to find a good learning resource. And so what I do is, in this sort of berry picking behavior on Google Images, I look for a nice, neat diagram with good labels, and then I see, does that lead me, if I click the link underneath it, does that lead me to a useful resource where I can learn even more to perhaps help me find even more information, get more specific. And sure enough, this link took me to a fantastic, very detailed, free learning resource that talks all about Microsoft Word, the user interface, all that kind of stuff. And look at this. Here's another. So I thought this image is clear, this is helpful. And when I click on it, Google Images pulls up sort of related images. And so that helps me find yet another useful looking resource. And this one's much more concise. So this, I could probably take this, I could probably pop that into an AI tool and I could say, hey, can you convert this into a poster for me? Right? So that's a really, really powerful way as opposed to, going through traditional Google search. You can see that none of the results I found can be found on the first page. Go to the second page, still not there, and so on and so on. And so in an era where it feels like right now, at least in my experience, is that search engines are a lot worse than they used to be. And I have trouble finding really helpful resources that are precisely what I'm looking for in this text-based approach, whereas I'm able to scan visually much faster to find information that I need. So I don't know, maybe this doesn't work for you, but give it a try because it makes a big difference for me.